So at a practical level, we are looking at ways of harnessing local energy sources, for example, the trees that I mentioned in the neighbouring forests, looking at how we can use local sources of energy to fuel local businesses. I think that's something that we can all do, look locally to see what we can do locally to improve our environment. At a theoretical level, we are both working to try and help bring about this change through making organizations better adapted. Because nothing will change if organizations don't change. And what are organizations if not the individuals within them? Does that answer your question?
Thanks. More questions? Vairāk jautājumu? Ja vajag, varam arī tulkot, jūs drīkst.
Are there any questions? You can also ask questions in Latvian if you will. Hello, I have a question in Latvian. My name is Vivita Berziņa. I'm a lawyer by background, and I have the following comment as well as question. Along with that, in Latvia there was one company that wanted to certify itself as green, as environmentally friendly company, tried to introduce standards, either certify itself by ISO 14001 or as in English standard BA 1115. So they have created in the company a system, a responsible system. And my question is it popular in England? Is it popular to introduce these international standards in UK?
Translation. Can you repeat a little bit of translation? Can you? She has to hear the question. I'm not sure I can do it. Sorry. Quick.
Yeah, just briefly, the question was that there are quite many companies in Latvia trying to certify themselves according to international standards like ISO 14001, and which is in Britain BA 55, is it? So how popular it is for companies to certify or undergo the certification under these standards?
Okay. Sorry for technical problem. We solve it for the next speaker.
Well, that is one way to go if you are offering sources of energy, if you are an energy provider. But the focus of my presentation today is on organizations who are creating waste, who are causing pollution. The focus has been on what they can do to make themselves more green. So I'm not looking at the provider end so much as how organizations collectively can create a culture in which being green is more acceptable.
But you understood. I mean, you raised your question in Latvian, but you understood English response. More questions, more comments, anything? I'd like to take your point about the organization has to change, but then we have also quite a global, I would say, a provocation of the change, that let's say a Shell, a big oil company, is of course investing into a green thinking, and there are many, I would call it as a green propaganda thing. As organization, actually, it is very much hoping that China and India will boost in reality and will consume more oil, so they will sell more. And you kind of go green on a propaganda level, but in your real income and your real business goes deeper and deeper, digging into oil hole. I mean, sometimes you are seeing, a kind of propaganda reality, not the real one, not the green one, let's say.
So you're describing a very real tension between economic imperatives and longer-term imperatives to become more green as a society. And those are very real tensions and difficult tensions to reconcile. And that's one of the reasons why I say that if we really want change within organizations, this isn't going to come about if we just have a push approach to policy. We really need to have a pull approach in which organizations engage as a whole organization persuade employees of the importance of this. It has to start at the top, obviously. The top person has to see the long-term benefits rather than just the short-term economic imperatives. It has to start from a strategic push at the top. But what I'm trying to say today is that the strategic push on its own is not sufficient. The strategic push has to be followed by a concerted effort at changing the organisation. And I would say, with many years' experience of trying to change organisations, that unless we start doing this, the green revolution is unlikely to happen. But we can do it. But what we need to do is draw on the vast amount of information that is available on how to change organisations. Not just focus on the few studies that have been conducted in the green area. We need to widen our perspective and look further afield. And then we have a very exciting prospect of changing organisations and moving away from just short-term economic considerations.
Thank you. No more questions. So during the session you will probably stay here so we can switch to personal contacts as well later on. Thank you very much. Es varu tikai piebilst pie šī, ko cienījumā lektora.
What I would like to add to the speaker, who now receives a certificate for proving that she has participated in this event, when she said that the need for change is required, as I came to this event, I got to know that also 5 representatives of the Latvian Parliament were asked what are their preferred mode of transportation, whether it's a bicycle or public transportation or just walking on foot or some Prius hybrid car or some other options. So they will be given an opportunity to choose one of the modes of transportation to come to this event in the afternoon. So probably you should also think about what would be your choice, and not only because you are required to do so, but what would be your authentic choice. Of course, the change of thinking means that we should go deeper, and we should engage ourselves in the green ideas, also based on the economic considerations.